Hello, everybody. Elf here. Well, what we have here is the Warhammer Army's Dark Elves. We pan back here. This is my Dark Elf Army. And, well, this is something I've had for a long time. And it's different stages of completion. You can see some of it's not so done and some is done. Let's just start off here. Alright, so we have some crossbowmen, which I have a unit of 15 here. Those are your old Warhammer miniatures, the old plastic ones. And over here, I got another unit of 10. Eventually, I'm going to have probably 2 units of 15 or something like that. Or 3 units of 10. I have some boxes I still have to finish assembling. Well, that's the plan eventually. Over here we have an assortment of, well, I'll just call them some murder wenches in the front and some heartbreaker swordsmen. And you can see those guys in the back. For some reason I never did finish painting them, but as you see here, these are some swordsmen, assassins, or just witch elves that I have painted way back in the day. You can see them, and there are many different forms of completion or just painted. So that is sort of the paint job I had way back in the day. That they look just like my the old Blood Bowl Dark Elf football team. That was the colors of my football team I had at the time. And the girls, they were my cheerleaders that I had. So that was how I painted them up. So if you ever want to know what my football team looked like, that's what they look. That was their paint scheme. And here we have some witch elves. You may remember seeing these in the past. I worked on some of them, finished them up. There is a unit, basically that's a unit of 20, and then I have a unit of 15. So I have 35 witch elves, and if I add these gals right here to the mix, I'll have 2 units of 20 to go rampaging through the works. So that's my witch elves right there. I already showed you the crossbowmen. Now, back here I have 40, 2 units of 20 Dark Elf Spearmen. 1 unit here. Now, they're supposed to have, you can see they got the shields on those guys right there. And these would have the same shield, but I like the little like skull inserts that they have. They're supposed to go over top that shield. You glue them on. But I liked them so much, I was like, those would make some interesting shields. So I put them on there as shields. So I got those 2 units. So I have 40 spearmen. And then here is the Corsairs. I have 10 Corsairs there. And if you look way back here, I got some Corsairs. There's a box of Corsairs back here that not even opened yet, from way back in the day. So you can build Dark Elf Black Arc Corsairs. So there's 10 in this box. So bad, glare's bad. So that was what they're going to have. So eventually I'll have a unit of 20 Corsairs to add to these 10. So I got plenty of troops for a very large game if I want to. And then we have some Sorcerers Sorceress. I got her. Eventually I'll get around to painting her. Now you can see this one here. That's my Sorceress. Normally she sits in this unit here. So put her on the corner, so it's like if she ever blows up when casting, she only killed a handful of the witch elves. She's a upgrade, basically, in my army. I consider her an upgrade. She's used to be a witch elf and found herself that, hey, I got some ability, so Still runs around with the unit, but there you go. All right. Then we got some bolt throwers. We have 2 units of those. So 2 nice units of bolt throwers. So I'm thinking that if I ever do these swordsmen, they're going to be in the same paint scheme as the gals and the bolt throwers with the snow effect fields. Same way with all the spearmen. So they're all going to be running around with in the snow field. If I had ever thought about it, I would have done the same thing with the crossbowmen. But you know, the paint scheme is something that I thought up a couple years ago, and converted these guys to a snowfield. And here's my old Raupartha Cold One Riders. I'll have these guys. They're originally how I painted them from way back. I have a unit of 6 Raupartha ones. Then we have is it 11? Somewhere I lost one of my Cold One Riders, so I have no idea where they got off to. But they're supposed to be 12, so that would have gave me 18 Cold One Riders. So I would have had a big, 3 units of 6 or 1 big unit, one way or the other. But so they got the newer plastic ones, and I have the 2nd generation plastic metal ones that they have right there. And then I have some Raupartha harpies. And they're pretty nice little gals here. These are the Raupartha ones. You could buy, I think they came in, was that 4 in a blister at the time, if I remember right. So that's how I painted them up. They were working my Chaos Army or my Dark Elf Army, one of the two. So they're kind of a dual role. And then I have my War Hydra. I think I've showed this one before in one of my other, might have been in the Empire video. So I have those, and I have my 2 Chimeras and the Cockatrice right there. So these are the monsters that find themselves running around in multiple roles with different armies. So they're all set up just as a filler for all my forces. And I got one of my old Warhammer Dark Elf Army book. I think this one came out in, this is 6th edition, I think this one was. I think this is a 6th edition one, because the 8th edition one is a hardcover. I got that one. I should have got that out and throw it too. And then I still got 1 box of Dark Elf Warriors. So with these guys, the plan is there's going to be some more crossbowmen. I'll put 5 as crossbowmen, and I can have another 10 warriors, so I can have 2 units of 25 for my spearmen. So that will give myself a decent size army and lots of options. So, and hopefully sooner or later here I'll get those in as a painting challenge. So there's a future painting challenge sitting right there with spearmen and these old Heartbreaker swordsmen. There you go. That is my Dark Elf army, and it's semi-finished glory. They've seen the battlefield a few times over the years, all the way through, but hopefully in the future you'll see more of them. I'd like to get some battles in with them, get the old Warhammer Fantasy going again, or even go with the 9th edition the fan-based one that's been out there. People are using, and do a little bit of playing with it. It's one of those game systems back in the 90s, basically about 89, 90 when we first started playing fantasy, and one of the Games Workshop systems I actually really enjoyed playing compared to all the different generations of 40K that kept changing. Fantasy in a nutshell was pretty much core until they got rid of it. But hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.